What's up, design family, and welcome back to another episode of Fit Design TV. So glad to have you guys back on the channel. On today's episode, I'll be taking you guys through why I personally believe that starting a fashion business is one of the most fulfilling things and most fulfilling lines of business that you can get into as an entrepreneur. I'm speaking as someone who has over 5 years experience working with top brands from all over the world, and I've been so blessed and so lucky to have the chance to work with amazing entrepreneurs, people who have carved out their own paths in the fashion business. And I'll be taking in lessons from what I've learned from them in terms of what they find fulfilling and ultimately what I believe draws people into this space and draws people to actually pursue their passions and pursue their dreams in the fashion business. So if you're interested and you've been interested in starting your own fashion brand and you want that extra kick, that extra piece of motivation, well, this is going to be the episode for you. What's up, design family, and welcome to Fit Design TV. So glad to have you here. On this channel, we discuss all things sports fashion, graphic design, manufacturing, and technology. We'll discuss key topics, answer pressing questions, and provide actionable steps on starting your own product line. If you're interested in any of the above topics, stick around. You're in for a good one. So why is fashion such a fascinating business to get into? Let's look first at the ideological idea of what fashion is. Fashion is self-expression. Fashion is a way to tell the world who you are. It's a reflection of who you believe you are and who you'd like to be in society. It's one of the most powerful ways to identify yourself, and what I believe draws a lot of people together and what I believe draws a lot of people into fashion is that it's something that they can play around with. It's something that they can experiment with. It's something that develops over time for themselves. Think about what you wore when you were 16. Think about what you wore when you're 20, when you're 25, when you're 30. Chances are you're always in flux. You're changing. Your identity is changing, and as you grow and as you develop and as you change your mindset of who you want to be in the world, your fashion is also evolving with you. Consider this. Consider the fact that we can actually mend our outward appearance in a way that we can't do physically. When we choose what we wear, when we choose how we present ourselves, when we choose how we actually appear to the world, what we're doing is we're making a conscious decision towards the person we'd like to become. I look at fashion as one of the greatest steps that anyone can take to identify and improve themselves. And when we come to creating our own fashion brand, or when a lot of entrepreneurs look at a space that they're interested, whether it's gym wear, whether it's activewear, whether it's fast fashion, whether it's ready to wear, what they're doing is they're projecting their vision into this business. And nothing creates business momentum like passion, like something that you're truly passionate about. And of course, passion won't carry you all the way. But what passion will do is it will light a fire under your ass, and it will get you moving in the right direction. The fashion business is extremely lucrative. It's extremely tough, but it is extremely lucrative because chances are we're going to be dressing thousands and thousands of years from now. It's a fundamental need of ours, not only to dress ourselves, but to identify ourselves, to tell the world who we are and what we stand for, and fashion will always do that. Fashion has the ability to transcend language, to transcend borders. When you dress a certain way, and when you appear a certain way, someone looking at you halfway across the world does not need to be able to speak the same language as you to know who you are and what you stand for. And that's powerful. Imagine this. Imagine being able to cultivate and create a brand that is able to allow people to project a version of themselves that was previously untapped. How powerful is that? Think about the ability of entrepreneurs to create clothing that has an impact in terms of how people are perceived. When you wear a designer brand or when you wear your favorite brand, what you're doing is you're identifying with that community. You're identifying with that shared identity. You're telling the world, this is what I stand for. And it may seem vain, but it's not. When you stand for zero things, when you stand for nothing, what you do is you tell the world that I don't care. And I don't care not because I don't care. I don't care because I'm scared to care. Caring is not a problem. What caring shows the world is that you're willing to put your best foot forward and you're willing to project a version of yourself that you're proud of, that is important to you. When you look at any type of business, look at filling a need for people. Most people's needs come from an emotional base. Think about your most pressing desires. Your most pressing desires of food, shelter, love, whatever it may be, connection is always linked to your emotional state, to your emotional core. Fashion has the ability to actually fulfill that emotional core for you, whether you're in the fashion space in a fitness sense. What you're doing is you're connecting to your customers emotionally, so understand this. This is one of the most powerful benefits and most powerful ways that I see the ability of entrepreneurs to connect with their customers. Get inside your customer's mind. Understand who your customer is. Understand what they're looking to do. Understand the person that they want to be and how your clothes can allow them to project that. If you can do that, then you have a viable business. What I see so many entrepreneurs and so many fashion brands doing is they go into the space trying to emulate the visions of other entrepreneurs. What you're doing is you're emulating a surface level trait. You can't understand what the founder of Gymshark or the founder of Alphalete or the founder of Nike or the founder of Dolce & Gabbana or the founder of Versace has deep in their mind, what they're trying to express, what they're trying to actually articulate. Because that articulation, that vision, that thing that they want to transcend onto their customers comes out in so many different ways, and that's something you'll never be able to emulate. So you'll always be a step behind. And what I actually encourage people to do is consistently look at where you want to slot into or where you want to fit into the world. Who is the community? What is the tribe you're trying to build? Think about your customers. Think about them from a day-to-day basis. Think about them in a very primal and primitive sense. What are their worries? What are their fears? What are their concerns in life? This is where your power lies, and this is where your ability to actually use fashion as a way to actually impact social change. Think about some of the most influential brands out there. These are brands that we take as commercial brands, but they have such a strong impact in terms of how we think about pop culture, how we think about society, how we think about social norms. Don't underestimate your ability. Fashion is more than just the clothes. It's more than just the thread. It's an emotion. It's the way that you wish to see yourself and ultimately the way that your customers wish to see themselves. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Fit Design TV. Until next week's episode, stay awesome.